this cycle and the approval of the ETF and the liberation of all those assets that are permissioned are going to find that their clients want it. Now, they're not going to put all their money in, but just 1% of 30 trillion is
Huge.
$300 billion. $300 billion of demand for spot Bitcoin will drive the price meaningfully higher.
Throughout its history, Bitcoin has experienced 3 significant bull runs, each coinciding with the periodic halving events that reduce Bitcoin's block rewards. In the 2013 bull run, Bitcoin's price surged by an astonishing 700%, skyrocketing from $145 to $1,200 between May and December of that year. 4 years later, after another halving event, Bitcoin witnessed a remarkable 1,600% increase, climbing from $1,100 to a new all-time high of $19,500. In 2020, Bitcoin's value soared from $8,000 to $39,375 at the beginning of 2021, eventually reaching nearly $69,000 per coin in November 2021. These substantial upward movements underscore the significance of the 2024 halving event, not only for Bitcoin but also for other cryptocurrencies and the entire digital assets industry. However, the current bull run is marked by an unprecedented event that has significantly heightened expectations and excitement. This event is none other than the impending approval of a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. According to Mark Yusko, the founder and managing director of Morgan Creek Capital Management, even in a typical halving event and bull run, a $100,000 price prediction would not be overly optimistic. Yet, this is no ordinary market, and many experts, including Yusko, believe that the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF could trigger the most substantial bull run ever recorded. If the SEC grants approval in January, as anticipated with over a 90% chance, Yusko estimates that institutional investors, currently on the sidelines without direct access to crypto assets, could inject tens or even hundreds of billions of dollars into the market.
Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to drop your comment and observations in the comment section below. Thanks and enjoy the video.
We're talking about opening up about 30 trillion, okay, round numbers, 30 trillion with a T. And, trillion is just a number that it rolls off the tongue, but no one really understands it. And I would say
big it is.
To really understand it, you and I would have to sit here on air for 31,710 years and spend $1 every second. That's 1 trillion. So 30 of those units are going to be opened up on, I believe, January 8th next year when they crown the king on the king's birthday. That's my little thing. On Elvis's birthday, they will crown BlackRock. If the ETF were to never happen, okay, we're still halfway through crypto summer. The halving's still going to occur. The fair value of Bitcoin is going to double, right? Because if your block rewards go down, the price has to rise or else all your miners go out of business. That's what we've seen time and time again. All that's going to happen. Crypto fall starts next June. Crypto fall is the period following the halving. That's the parabolic move. And fair value today is in the low 50s. We're in the low 40s, so we're almost there. I've been saying all year that we were headed toward fair value right before the halving, and then the halving will occur. We'll have a rapid move to the new fair value. That will trigger FOMO. Lots of people will come in. We'll shoot right through fair value, probably into the mid 100s, maybe 150. And, then we'll see how it goes. That's without the ETF. Yeah. That's just the normal cycle. With the ETF, I mean, all bets are off because it is real demand for spot Bitcoin.
Right.
And here's the thing. Bitcoin trades about $8 billion US dollar equivalent a day. Okay. It's not 8 billion unique. A lot of that is just the same stuff traded over and over. Right. There's only about 25-ish% of the 800 billion of market cap. So that's 200 billion that's available to trade. The rest is either lost, stolen, locked up, multi-sigged, hodlers. I'll never sell at any price, although there's a price. but call it 75% of it not interested in trading. So that leaves about 200 billion to trade. And if we get 10 basis points in that first week, that's 30 billion. That'll move the price. Deal. If we get the full 1% pretty quickly, which I actually think we will, that'll move the price a lot. So how high can we go this cycle? I don't know. Fair value, 100K by mid next year. Can we shoot to 150, 180? Easy. Max Kaiser is saying it's going to be 200, 220. Certainly not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
And will we have another crash? Sure. Because people will get too ebullient. I think there's less leverage this time, Paul. So I don't think, if you go back to the last cycle, fair value was 31. We got to 69. Okay. About 2 point something times fair value. I don't think we'll go to 2 point something this time. I think more like 1.5, 1.7, 1.8 seems more likely to me.
As the conversation unfolded, the focal point transitioned from discussions about the bull market and ETFs to the realm of cryptocurrency regulation within the United States. Critics, particularly Senator Elizabeth Warren, were emphasized for their persistent efforts to curb the industry. Recently, Senator Warren announced that 5 Democratic lawmakers, including 3 from the Senate Banking Committee, have agreed to co-sponsor her proposed Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act. If passed, this legislation would extend Bank Secrecy Act requirements, such as Know Your Customer rules, to include minor validators, wallet providers, and other participants in the crypto industry. In the interview, Mark Yusko disclosed that Senator Warren's unwavering campaigns against the industry might not be solely motivated by a desire to protect the public, as she often asserts. Instead, Yusko suggested that her actions align more with a politician seeking to secure financial support from her sponsors in the banking industry, revealing a potential ulterior motive behind her regulatory stance. Yusko characterized these efforts as an extension of the infamous Operation Choke Point 2.0.
I don't remember the exact year. I think it was 96 or 97. I'll have to go back and brush up. When Al Gore saved the internet, right? Al Gore did not invent the internet, as he is, jokingly referred. Right. That's not what he did. He did save it. There was a bill, and I don't remember if it was a Warren bill or not, because she's been there like 100 years. But there was a bill, and it was sponsored by, AT&T and Verizon. When I say sponsored, meaning lobbying, meaning bribed, just pure bribery. So this bill that she's sponsoring is paid for by the banks, just like all of her money comes from the banks. Right? She's bought and paid for. Here's the crazy thing: in America, it cost $100 million to become a senator. How many people have $100 million to spend? I mean, Meg Whitman tried, and even she didn't win, but she at least had the money. Most people don't have that money. I would say, of all the people in the Senate, none of them spent their own $100 million. So where'd they get it? They got it from companies. Well, if someone gives you $100 million or 10 or 15 or 20, what do they expect? They expect something. And so this bill tried to make what you and I are doing right now, voice over internet protocol, for free, right? You and I are communicating over the internet for free. They tried to make it illegal. Literally, tried to make it illegal.
I remember
and it didn't pass. And Al Gore, I guess, cast the vote that made it didn't pass. And the same thing's going to happen here. Now, the only thing that makes me smile about Ms. Warren, the only thing, is she's over, right? She sponsored 300 and some odd bills in her career. Zero.
Can't get them across the line. Yeah.
I mean, zero. I mean, come on, zero?
That's a bad ratio.
Amazing. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah. And how a person like that gets reelected, well, we know how, right? She's bought and paid for. But the fact that she can't get anything through is a travesty to our system. I think it's a big deal, but I don't think it'll pass. One of my favorite lines about ideas is you can judge the quality of an idea by the quality and the power of its detractors. Right? If I have an idea and no one I respect or admire is afraid of it, that's probably not a very good idea. Yeah. If I have an idea and people I admire and respect are afraid of it, then it's probably a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Regulation is necessary. Look, it's like raising kids. If you don't give them rules, they flounder. They don't know what to do. They don't know when to go to bed. They don't know what not to do, what to do. Rules are good. Now, rules are made to be broken, so to speak, and they can change and they can modify and they can be pushed. But there are certain things that are black and white. There are lines.
Yeah.
I always say it's tax avoidance and tax evasion. Now, income tax probably shouldn't exist. They're supposed to be temporary after the Spanish-American War, but there are rules. And I would take every step up to the line to avoid paying more than I should. But I will never step across the line to evasion, because then threat of violence, I go to jail. Now, I would like a system that's better than the current system, where the IRS says, you owe me money. Okay, how much? Guess. I don't know, 25,000?
Yeah.
Wrong, jail. I mean, that's just a dumb system. If you know how much I owe, just tell me and I'll pay it. But we have this game and this dance. Why? Because we employ 800,000 people and thousands of pages of regulation and people getting paid. So the same thing's going to happen here. Regulation is going to happen. Is it going to be the draconian kind of, oh, it's all illegal, and are we going to have another Executive Order 6102? Look, on April 5th of 1933, the government decided to make gold illegal. Why did they make gold illegal? Why is the Wizard of Oz a political commentary on gold, right? It really is, believe it or not. Okay, why? Well, because gold is money. And gold was showing the world how weak the dollar was.
Right.
And so they said, no, we're in charge. We're in charge. So you as a citizen can no longer own gold. You're a criminal. Now, did everybody give back their gold? Nope. Did some people? Sure.
The evident and thinly veiled hostile attacks on the cryptocurrency industry in the United States have not escaped the notice of industry participants. Even those who maintain a rational and objective stance, unaffiliated with digital assets, have observed these efforts. This is apparent to anyone not associated with the highly corrupt banking industry or government figures acting as stooges. The orchestrated endeavors to undermine the technology and impede its growth are transparent. However, as the adage goes, once the genie is out of the bottle, there's no putting it back. The blockchain genie is now unleashed, and there's no reversing its impact. We invite you to share your thoughts on Mark Yusko's interview and his predictions for Bitcoin and the entire digital asset space in the comments section below. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.